I know it's not as exciting as PewDiePie versus T-Series, but yeah, it's the final countdown, and my family channel is gonna take over in subscriber count over my fishing channel. It's been a crazy week, uh, and it just hasn't stopped. Today alone, this channel right here got over 600 subscribers. This one, I don't even think he got 6 subscribers today. I don't know what's going on. It's been a very interesting ride. My channel, this one is dedicated mostly to all sorts of family related stuff. A lot of massage therapy, healthy living, cooking, exercises, interviews with different medical professionals. Obviously, a lot wider range of things. And my fishing channel, that's mostly what it is, just fishing. So the way I see it, there's a lot more people that are in some form or shape affected by the health issues and the different perspectives on life than the fishing lifestyle. Uh, both of these are my passions. Fishing definitely is the bigger passion. I grew up fishing. I started working in the health field once I arrived in the States. I was a massage therapist for over 9 years. And parallel to that, I dealt a lot of fishing lures, and it was a interesting ride, so to speak. I opened multiple stores. I had an online store on eBay. I had a store on Amazon, and all of them did different. I still have lures with the Amazon fulfillment. I should probably pull them out and give them away for my YouTube viewers. On eBay, I got up to 20 some thousand transactions. Being a power seller 3 different times, I just let it go in the end. It turned out that basically they were making all the money. I wasn't the one who was making everything there is. I can't see who's watching. Comment, let me know you're here. I'll give you a shout out. Speaking of shout outs, I've been working lately with Musky Hands, and we exchange shout outs often. And today I watched his video where he braved the weather fishing the Wisconsin River below Sauk City Dam. And Prairie du Sac is a very difficult dam to fish to begin with. Uh, if you don't have the right equipment, if you don't know the area to make it all the way up to the dam, it's not the easiest place to approach. But once you're there and once you figure out what you're doing, you can do pretty well. And he did excellent. And I'm happy that he got to the point where he actually got his limit of saugers. And on top of that, some of them were on the baits that I sent him through the Lyubaka's Baits challenge on Instagram. So big shout out to Musky Hands, very cool dude. I was lucky to fish with him by the Dells Dam when he managed to come, and that was a pretty cool experience. We got to talk, we got to fish side by side, see the different techniques we use and how different it is for each of us, what we approach and how we approach fishing. And I'm really happy to have met him, and I'm definitely looking forward to fishing more with him, working more with him. Hopefully, do a bunch of collabs. I still haven't edited the video that I made because he challenged me to do a gizzard shad catch and cook, and I have the footage, just haven't gotten around to editing it. I've been too busy watching this channel grow. It's ridiculous. As you can see, yeah, it's only what, 62 away. So if somebody's watching right now and they haven't subscribed to my channel, please drop below, subscribe. hit that notifications bell so you don't miss any uploads. And the way it's happening right now, I mean, as you can see, it's popping up every other minute. And going back to the shout outs, today, another good shout out from my buddy Owen from York, PA. Very cool kid. I'm really excited about him. He's in for a very good ride on YouTube. He'll be doing very well in the future. Uh, he just broke the 500 subscriber count, so pretty soon he'll hit 1,000, and he'll have all the watch time that he needs to get approved to become a YouTube partner. So then he can monetize his videos and kind of get a little bit of a kickback from what he does with such a passion. He's already sponsored by Aquarius Rods, so that makes him a fellow Aquarius Rod owner. Not too many of us out there, so it feels pretty exclusive to be in that club. It's a very good thing. If you haven't checked them out, definitely look aquariusrods.com. And actually, I'm gonna pop their website right here real quick. Doesn't seem like much is happening on my end. aquariusrods.com. Yeah, these guys, they're originally from Poland. Uh, they make everything here. I mean in Wisconsin, so it's made in the U.S. Very good quality tackle, and you'll enjoy this the unique handle that everybody jokes that it looks like a sex toy. I don't know what these guys are playing with, but it's definitely allowing for a unique feel. There is nothing between the blank and the handle, so what happens is it transfers all the action from the blank directly to your hand. So it's a pretty amazing thing. Let's go back to watching that count. Doesn't doesn't look like it's gonna change for me anyways. It stays at 4,164 pretty much all day. Uh, this thing right here has been growing tremendously. So back to Owen. Owen, I watched a video today where he had a multi-species, multi-trout species video. He got a bunch of stocked rainbows. He got a golden palomino trout, and he got some browns. At some point, he was talking about brookies, but I'm not sure about that. That's questionable. We gotta ask him. So I'll link his channel. I'll link Musky Hands. And who else? I've been following. Well, I've been following Milliken Fishing. The dude got injured fishing. I'm guessing he fell through the ice, or I don't know what happened, but he's in the hospital. And this guy is a beast when it comes to fishing. He fishes all the time. Uh, he's a strong character, a very positive person. So I wish him well. I know that the uh, thoughts and prayers thing is BS, but if you can go check him out on Instagram, I'll put a link below. And I don't know, get some positive vibe going. Hopefully he recovers soon, because this guy is pretty amazing. It's interesting to watch his stuff and all that energy that he invests. He loves taking his kid fishing, and then he's taken Joshua from Pig Patrol under his wing, another YouTuber I would love to mention. This guy has grown a lot, and he's getting a lot of good attention. He's structuring his videos very well, and he definitely catches pigs, which is really going for him. That's always helpful when you're in this game, because especially winter time, when people are chair bound and sitting at home, they don't get to experience what a lot of us get to experience. So when you expose them to quality fishing from somewhere kind of exotic, it's always a big plus. So definitely check Pig Patrol, or as Ben Milliken calls him porn stash. Check him out. He's a character. He's a funny kid, and he's got very good videos. Also, uh, TY Pig Patrol. This dude is also from Nebraska. He moved down to Texas. He's chasing a lot of big fish, catching a lot of monsters. I'm gonna pop his channel real quick. Let's see. I'll go to YouTube over here, and I'll let you know exactly what I'm talking about. Oh, I have the slowest internet. Alright, so Big Patrol. Oh, what's going on? So these are the two channels. TY Pig Patrol, he's already at 10 10,572, and Pig Patrol TV, this is Josh's channel. He's already at, wow, 3,200. Very cool. Very cool. So as you can see, they both catch big fish. Very cool channels to follow. I'll go back here and show you the other channels that I'm following that I really enjoy. So Owen's channel is Osney Fishing Adventures right here. Uh, there we go. This is Owen. He's already at 532 subscribers. Very cool kid. Definitely check him out. And there's Musky Hands right now. Musky Hands. He's almost at 2,000 subscribers. Very good angler, very nice man, and he hunts also. So if you're interested in watching some hunting videos, that might be something to interest you. Who else am I following lately that I enjoy? I like Flyaholics. Mike is a it's pretty amazing. He's a very good. No, that's not the one I'm looking for. Oh yeah, he's Flyaholics. I got that wrong. Anyways, Flyaholics. That's Mike's channel. Now he has some crazy videos where he catches ridiculous size gar on the fly rod. I'm talking 50-inch fish. You will not believe what this guy is capable of. He has tutorials that are free. He teaches you everything you need to know about fly tying, catching bass, catching stripers, catching gar, panfish, whatever you name it. He's out there showing you the details of how it's done, uh, and he always tries to make it super easy to understand. Like I said, he's got a lot of experience tutoring and teaching, and he's a musician, so he has a super calm voice, like a public speaker, natural public speaker, very good guy. So follow him on Instagram as well, and download his free ebooks and stuff, and then his seminars are pretty cool to follow. Let's see who else. Oh, New Zealand. That's NZ Basic Fishing. So this guy from New Zealand, where is he? Come on, where is his channel? uh, he's got amazing stuff. Follow him. You will really enjoy the stuff he has. And I like the exotic fish he catches, like pretty amazing stuff. So definitely check New Zealand Basic Fishing. Again, he's also on Instagram. Somebody else that I can think of off the top of my head is Rip and Tip. Rip and Tip Outdoors. These guys, they're already almost at 600. Hey, Christine. Are you sure you want to move to New Zealand? I know, it's amazing. That's why they shot Lord of the Rings there. I definitely want to move, maybe for a little bit during our winter. Go there and enjoy the amazing weather and come back. I definitely want to visit. I want to go to Hobbit Town and visit what's there and all the other studio areas where they've filmed so many epic movies. Just nature there is so beautiful. I know in South America there's some areas that are amazing like that. Argentina, I don't know, Patagonia is a crazy areas to visit definitely. But yeah, and Christine has always supported my channel. I'm waiting for her. I hope you have finished filming the intro that I asked you to do. I'm gonna use it for my next video. Right now I'm still editing this Nebraska highway bassing video. Turned out to be over half an hour, so I don't know how many people will actually watch it. But it should be a good one. I really enjoyed making it. It was an amazing time. A bunch of really good catches, point of view with the GoPro. So it was something else. It's still cooking, so I will have it thrown on the channel as soon as it's ready. Who else? Let me see who else. Who else off the top of my head? I spoke earlier about Milliken fishing. It's a joke for me to be shouting him out because he's like 200,000 subscribers. But definitely check him out because his stuff is crazy. As you can see, he only has 390 videos, but he's something else. Like I said, he's sponsored by Sixth Sense. He's out of Omaha, Nebraska. He travels all over the place. He's got deals with Mystery Tackle Box. Definitely he's got other sponsors too, and very down to earth, very nice guy. Just overall very positive experience watching his videos. You never feel overwhelmed or in any way feel bad about yourself because you're not fishing or something. He does it to share how lucky he is to be able to fish every day and basically do this for a living. So he's definitely an amazing guy. So let's see who else I can think of off the top of my head that I follow pretty much on a daily basis as far as fishing goes. Oh, Alex. Alex has amazing videos. There's this guy. He's at 16,000 subscribers. I watched his live feed. He already broke 16,000, so congratulations to Alex. He's working with Lucky Tackle Box, which is another big company. EPF, I love EPF. What's up, YouTube? Leo Cheng, he's an amazing guy. Yeah, I'll pop him up on the screen right now. Let's see if my subscriber count changed. No, it's still there. 4164. No. My wife is taking over. Yeah, EPF. Let's check out where EPF stands nowadays. Extreme Fillet Fishing. There we go. Extreme Fillet Fishing. He is at 140,000 subscribers. I did ask him about a month ago. I asked him to do the intro for my potential record Sauger video, but he's a very down-to-earth guy and also a very very much a man of integrity. And what he said was that because he hasn't had a chance to fish all the species that I want him to do the video about, because I wanted to talk to a specialist who can tell me the differences between walleye, sauger, and sawguy. Uh, he said he cannot do it at this time, and in a way, I'm kind of sad. But on the other hand, I respect his decision because, again, he's an amazing guy. Uh, as a life lister, what he is, life listers just have a huge database of fish that they want to chase, and the size is not the issue. The cumulative number of species you can catch in your lifetime, this is the goal for the life listers, which is pretty amazing to me. I think it's pretty awesome, and I've really been impressed with how he knows the Latin names of each species that he catches. If he doesn't know them, he knows at least the genus where they belong, and later on he can basically identify them and go back and tell you exactly what kind of fish it is. He does very cool editing. He has a good style that once you learn to follow, it's pretty awesome, and I've really enjoyed his videos. And again, I mean, the number of his videos is 700. Let's see what it is. Recommended a book that got really good review. Oh, right, yeah. He he's a tutor nowadays. I think he's got a career in teaching, and I guess that's going very well for him. Somebody who had disappeared off the radar recently was my favorite channel, especially for ice fishing, Uncut Angling. There we go. Uncut Angling. Aaron Beebe. 160,000 subscribers. Only 139 videos. Hey Hans, how are you, man? Thank you so much for shouting me out on the video today. It was amazing to see so many fish that you got. Definitely a brave man fishing in those conditions. That's pretty crazy. The video that I'm about to upload was basically summer breeze. It was pretty cool. What we got going on right now, I know you're tuning in just now, but my family channel is about to beat my fishing channel. So basically, I'm broadcasting my shame. So I'm also talking about the different channels that I follow that I really enjoy. So Aaron had been gone for a while, and now what he's doing right now, he's on a bunch of projects. He's always been on a bunch of charity projects. Now he's working with his brother and some other dudes that are working on a project for mental health, especially for men's mental health, to prevent suicide. So that's definitely a cause that everybody should support, and it doesn't have to be only men. Like in my channel right here, I'm trying to work on postpartum issues for ladies that have just given birth, and just a lot of them get into depression, and it's a big issue nowadays with all the social media where we should be so connected. We actually so split apart, so that makes for a very, very hard time. And I know right now I'm not in front of a camera. It's like a podcast basically. I don't feel like being in front of a camera right now, but it's a pretty serious topic. So I'm really happy that he's using his platform to spread the word and to help people get out of that funk, because it's a downward spiral. If you allow yourself to sink in that hole, there's no coming out, and the lack of communication is the the real killer. What actually doesn't allow for people to follow up with things until it's too late. So definitely a cause that's worthy to follow and to support. So besides uncut angling, That's awesome, Christine. It's very good when you have a good doctor. Uh, the good doctor is the reason why this channel is taking off like crazy. Because we had Dr. Winiger in Reedsburg, an amazing physician. He's an obstetrician, and he's been such a pivoting figure in both of our little ones' pregnancies, both for Milena and for Ian. He was always there, always helpful, always spending the time, which is really important in my opinion, because nowadays a lot of the physicians basically have you as just entry in their uh, like my 10 o'clock, that's that's what it comes down to, unfortunately. And I've been in a setting like that in the medical field, in massage therapy, where it feels like it's a meat market factory setting where people just come and go on the assembly line, and that's not a good thing, never a good thing. So people like that, more power to them. They're not only true professionals, they're amazing human beings, and they deserve all the respect, and they deserve a lot more respect that they're given. So I'm really happy that for you, Christine, it was such an experience, because not everybody gets that. Not everybody gets that. Especially, I know for ladies, when it comes to nursing, to breastfeeding, when there isn't a mother figure around to help, and when there isn't a nurse that's specializing in that to actually help you, it can be super frustrating. That's why a lot of the kids are on the bottle right away, because a lot of the moms cannot even kick off that bonding experience with their child. So that actually makes for even stronger depression. We got off far off topic big time. But Hans, when are you going back fishing? That's crazy with cancer. I mean, I'm absolutely happy that you're with us, because this is this is a big feat. Uh, I used to do February retreats for the Cancer Foundation. They used to send a lot of cancer survivors, and for the most part, it was ladies. We used to do a lot of massages. We used to volunteer our time 1 or 2 days in February, where it was the slowest time at the spa. We used to volunteer for them, and very rarely we would get men. And a lot of people don't know this, but there are men who get breast cancer, and there are men who get throat cancer and all sorts of other cancers. Unfortunately, it's a stressful time, and when you see them recover, when you see how much they have gone through, and how strong these people are, actually, you feel humbled. It's a crazy, crazy moment. And to be a part of the healing process, to be present when it happens, it's an amazing experience. So again, 12 years. Well, neuropathy is tough. Sometimes I really worry with that trucking lifestyle that I have. I really worry that I might get peripheral neuropathy. Not as bad as you would get with diabetes or with MS, but what you had happen. This is why there's so many attorneys out there that are trying to run after the pharmaceutical companies and the doctors that have promoted some of these chemos that actually have all those bad side effects. Let's jump back into some of the good channels that we're missing. uh, I saw when I was browsing a little bit earlier, I saw Uncle, come on, Uncle Steve. Uncle Steve. I don't know who's ever seen him. Oh, one rod, one reel. I'll talk about him in a moment. Yeah, he's back too. I saw he was out on the ice. Uncle Steve. This guy is amazing. Just to sit there and watch his stuff. Super calm dude, amazing guy. So look for Uncle Steve Fishes. He's something else. You'll get a chuckle out of that. One rod, one reel. Uh, Mike was offered to be on the Guggen squad, and for those who don't know, he's almost at 1 million subscribers. You love his stuff, right? Christine, you love the videos that Uncle Steve puts out. He's a funny guy. But back to one rod, one reel. Just yesterday, I think I watched his video out in Maryland, somewhere in the mountains. They were looking to fish with the new Garmin Panoptics, and obviously he can afford stuff like that. But it wasn't a very productive time. But they did well. They had fun. He fell through the ice almost, which was kind of fun too. But what I was gonna say about the Guggen squad, he actually had one of his attorney friends review the conditions that Mystery Tackle Box put in, and he decided against it. And I really respect him for it, because honestly, I always tease them on social media that they remind me of Hugh Hefner and the Playboy Mansion with that empty big crib, because these guys, honestly, they're like geishas for Mystery Tackle Box. I know that Mystery Tackle Box doesn't own their channels, but in a way, they own their lives for at least a couple of days a month, sometimes a couple of weekends, at least a month. So they can basically dictate the direction of where they go. It is a choice. I know that for them, being full-time YouTubers, maybe it is good. We'll see as time progresses how things are gonna go for Lake Fork guy, and for oh, you got they're gonna come with your next box, the Guggen baits. You should check out the link to my blog where I made that prank Guggen baits review. That was that was pretty cool. I'm actually gonna make a video about it, because a lot of the videos that are super popular Guggen bait reviews are actually made by people who've never touched the Guggen bait pack. So it was pretty funny. Yeah, I'll post the link to it. It was a funny thing, because I made fun of everybody. I mean, from Scott Martin to to fishing with Flair, AP Bassin, John B. John B is almost at 1 million subscribers. Let's check where he is at, because he was really close. John B. It's gonna pop the singer first, I bet. Oh no. Oh, he's at. Oh, he's a little bit behind Mike. That's. He's a cool guy. He's a really cool guy. Sometimes he gets overly dramatic. Gets to be a little bit like Jeremy Wade, which is okay. You know, I guess the audience that he's approaching is a lot of younger kids, like preteens that ride their bikes to little ponds, don't get a chance to travel, so they get really excited about stuff, and it's good to approach them like that. Let's see where AP Bassin stands these days. AP Bassin, he's at 650. Realistic fishing. I'm gonna check him out. I've never checked realistic fishing, or maybe I've seen something but I don't even know. Realistic fishing. Okay, let's see. Realistic fishing. Oh yeah, definitely. I've seen these guys. Somebody that I've been following This is land shark fishing. Land shark fishing. This is Victor from Florida. Amazing young kid. This guy's got such a bright future. It's just crazy. He's fishing like a maniac. He's a very good cook, and he's very eloquent, and he's he's got a good voice for camera. Very good presence. He started his line of products, so it's very cool to see where he's at right now. And with his girlfriend Brooke, they're always out there, always doing those catch and cooks, and this is always popular. Back in the day, I used to follow the Terradara brothers down in Australia. They used to do a lot of catch and cooks out in the outback, and they're like pioneers at this stuff. So I mean, on YouTube, it's very hard to come with the original concept nowadays because just things have been done and redone so many times. So it's not even a question. But another one that I was talking about is deer meat for dinner. Jag fishing. Let's check this one out. Okay. Jag. Is it jaguar? Oh no, jag fishing. Okay. Jag fishing. Look at the dirty bass he has in his hands. This is pretty ridiculous. Okay. Uh, let's see. The one I was looking at was deer meat. Deer meat for dinner. That guy. Yeah, he's out there. He's almost at 1.5 million nowadays. He's definitely a full-time YouTuber, and he's got it going on pretty good. So this is another one that I've been following and I've been pretty impressed with. Let's see who else. I think Musky Hands is gone, but I'll pull his channel once again. Musky Hands. The third suggested on YouTube, which is good. So pull him up once again, and while I'm trying to remember who I wanted to look for, there is oh yeah, one of my favorite winter fishing channels. That's out in Yakutia, and that one is huh. Where is his channel? Yep, that's the channel. It's cool fishing, hot fishing. He's at 120,000 subscribers. A lot. He's he's doing commercial fishing. He's doing ice fishing like for a living. It's insane. It's Yakutia. For those who don't know, is right now probably 40 below Celsius. Super thick ice everywhere. They use snow machines to run to the different huts that they use. It's basically, if you've watched the series on YouTube, it's called Happy People. Happy People. Happy People Siberia. I really recommend this one. This is an amazing program. These guys, they're trappers, they're hunters, they're survival experts. This is before all those Alaska shows came up on National Geographic and Discovery Channel. This stuff is really impressive. They're catching food on the way to their trapping huts. They're hunting wolves and bear. You think so, Christine? Siberia is pretty much the same as North Dakota. I'd say the same as most of Canada. Like British Columbia, for example, would be exactly the same as Siberia. Alaska is the same stuff. Weather is ridiculous. Chukotka is a place where I really want to go. That's uh, that's a very interesting area that is on my bucket list. I would definitely love to visit. Amazing fishing there. There's another special that I really like on YouTube that's for industrial salmon breeding. I think it's called Keta salmon. Let's see. No, it was like I think it was the land of salmon or something like that. I gotta put my charger into the phone you're about to give up on me. Something usual that happens to me when I'm broadcasting live. So Christine, which one is your favorite channel from the big channels? I kind of got a feeling already that my channel has been doing pretty good for you because you follow it very closely. But oh yeah, Leo Chang is really amazing. Another one that I've enjoyed in the past that I used to follow is Lake Wisconsin Outdoors. Let's see, Lake Wisconsin Outdoors, right here. Pierce. Pierce, he actually fishes on a tournament. He does tournaments with his high school. I don't think he's in college yet, and he does a lot of Devil's Lake, a lot of Lake Wisconsin. I think he's actually out of Illinois, but he fishes a lot up here in Wisconsin, especially northern Wisconsin. I know that he has some ties to Rockford, Illinois, because he's told me in the past that that's a place he doesn't like to visit anymore because of how bad it is. I went fishing in Rockford with my buddy Justin James. Let me see if I can find his channel. There's an ad. Justin James. Okay, let's see if I can find his channel. No, no. There's way too many Justin James. Anyways, he's a guy who lives out in Rockford, and with him, we do fly fishing for the most part. He's really good at fly tying. He does a lot of different patterns, and he's also guided quite a few times. So this is something he's really good at. He loves trout fishing. He loves smallmouth fishing, which is something that's really popular for people who like fly fishing and fly tying. And he took me to some spots in Rockford, and when I told Pierce where I was fishing, he was like, "You're crazy. This is like the downtown of crime." And Rockford has been known for basically housing most of the outcasts from Chicago, which is already a bad sign. But what can I say? Every place has its own bad seeds. So right now we're standing at 4127 and 4164. You think? I don't know. Beloit is not as bad because as far as Rockford goes, I've really heard terrible things. I used to drive Uber uh, in Madison, and there was a lady that actually had to get an Uber because he got carjacked at the Walmart parking lot in Rockford. So she took Uber to come to Madison, and then she took Uber to get to the airport so she could fly home out west. It was it was a bad story. I felt really bad for her to have to go through something like that. That's super traumatic experience. I remember when I used to work for Cisco as a delivery driver. It was very interesting that they trained us to always have a throw wallet with us. So basically, the idea of the throw wallet, for those who are not familiar, you put a couple of expired credit cards in it and a few smaller bills in it. So if you do get attacked in the alleys or somewhere, because you're out there like at the small hours, you're out there at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., at random dark places. The delivery alleys aren't the safest areas to begin with. So they used to tell us always carry a throw wallet with you so that if you do get attacked, you have something to give them so you don't get stabbed and killed there in the spot. Uh, those were kind of interesting times. They were talking about guys who live out east, like Pittsburgh and places like that. Oh yeah, it was lovely. I have a video on my Bulgarian Alien channel showing how we used to deliver the KK Club in downtown Madison. I called it how they delivered liquor during the Prohibition, because that little door, I can guarantee you, was built during that time. It's ridiculous what they expect of the delivery drivers. I'm I don't know. I feel bad for what they're exposed to and for how they're treated. Similar thing to the experience, because I've had tons of different jobs, uh, some of them at the same time. I used to parallel with massaging. I used to deal blackjack at the casino at Ho Chunk, and with Ho Chunk, the interesting part was that they would not treat their dealers for carpal tunnel. Like they wouldn't do anything preventative. I was talking to them about chiropractic adjustments, about massages, about exercise, about all sorts of things. But they said that just because their insurance is so good, they're not worried about it. As soon as they get the carpal tunnel bad enough, they'll bring him in, they'll get it snipped, and they'll be back dealing within a couple of weeks or a month. So yeah, it's ridiculous, but that's how it is. Unfortunately, there's places that treat people like slaves, and as soon as you realize that you're in a place like that, you gotta make a choice. I agree. Many of them are better. Uh, the sad part with alternative therapists, Christine, if I may say so, is that some people are borderline charlatans, and when you're trying to sell snake water and cheat people who are desperate and looking for any sort of healing, that's not good. And I've seen a lot of that firsthand at the spas that I've worked, because they know that once they create a great name for themselves, people will look up to them and they will basically take whatever they're selling. Cucumber water, snake oil, you name it. And a lot of the treatments are basically just a good menu item. They're not really helpful for the patient, for the guest, and that's the saddest part. That's the really sad part, because it brings people to a position where they trust somebody who takes advantage of them in a very, very sad way. Which brings me to a very interesting story. There was a elderly lady that came for a Ayurvedic session back in the day when I was working at one of the spas in Wisconsin Dells, and she had recently lost her husband of 50 some years. So she was broken. She was so devastated, and she was really hoping that the treatments will not only renew her and refill her with energy, but basically take her out of that funk. And in a way, I understand. Just the getaway itself is a great enough option for her. So definitely that would have brought her a lot of relief. But what I found really helped her was I did something that I kind of call a reverse kurban. Back in my country, we have a thing that's called kurban. It comes from the old countries, from Turkey, from the Arab nations, from places like that, where it's basically a scapegoat. So if something bad happens to you, you kind of have to have a sacrifice. And the sacrifice traditionally is a lamb, or very commonly back home is a big fish, and usually that's carp. So what they do is they'll take that big carp and they'll clean it, they'll stuff it with different nuts and bread stuffing and onions, rice, all sorts of different spices, and then they'll oven bake it. And with this, you basically treat a bunch of people that you invite to kind of celebrate survival. Because a lot of times this is done if you've been in a terrible accident and you survived, if you've overcome cancer. There's lots of if you've been ill for a long time and you're recovered, if you've had a very close call of any sort. Those are the types of situations where you would do something like that. And for people like this who have been through such traumatic experiences, they just celebrate that date when this has happened. Every year they will invite a bunch of relatives and friends and treat them to different meals, just to celebrate life again. But in that case, what happens is you have to kill something to celebrate life. So what I did for her, for that lady, I did the opposite. I told her the next day when she was taking her walk and when she was resting, she should come down to the lake where I was fishing, and I had caught like three mid-range carp. Common carp, the fish that nobody cares for in the States, but it's a fish, it's a fighter, it's alive. So what I did for her was I asked her to take each of those fish, think of something that really burdens her, and as she releases that fish, to release that with the fish. So this is what I meant by the reverse kurban, was that at that point, basically, when you catch a fish, you have control of what happens with the life of that fish. So when you choose to release it, you are using your power in a very positive manner. So for her, by the second fish, she was bawling, she was crying so much, but it was a cry of relief. So it was a very beautiful experience. I know that it really affected her, and it really affected me. It made me think very differently about the whole concept of our relationships with people that we meet, even just for a little bit, that become part of our life. And because your path intersects with so many people through life, especially when you're in a line of work where you touch people, like I was in massage therapy for so long. It's a very intimate environment, and a lot of times the boundaries are so narrow that you gotta be very mindful and very well prepared of how you deal with the approach that you have, so that you don't overstep. And in that case, what happened for her, I think it was a very beautiful relief, very thorough experience of empowerment. She definitely felt like letting go was actually what she needed to do, and what was the right thing for her at that time. And I remember 2 weeks after that, I went back to Bulgaria to visit my parents and visit a lot of friends, relatives, and she actually called me. She called me over Skype, and and just wanted to say thanks, and to basically confirm that she felt a lot of that burden gone, a lot of that weight, a lot of that devastation kind of wiped clean. Because closure is a very hard thing to grasp, and all of us go through grieving, and it's never the same process. It's never just the stages that are described in the books, and it's never a cut and clean ideal part of life. That's what makes it so hard being a parent too, because right now, having 3 kids at different stages, my oldest one, she's got her own YouTube channel. Let me pop that on just so you can take a look at that. She's really amazing, and we're really proud of her. But as she's growing, I begin to worry about where things are gonna go, what life is gonna be like for her when she grows. And this is her channel. This is her channel, and this is this is her and her cousin when they were little. Oh, she's making those Fortnite challenges. She's crazy about Kango jumps. She likes to do magic tricks. This is her latest. She comes up with those ideas. I mean, I'm so far removed from the current situation of what the youth are growing with, so that it just drives me nuts to see how different their life is. So this is another one of hers. She makes oh yeah. She's grown so much. This is her original stuff. She made a Cinderella play where she involved everybody, her sisters, her cousins, and it's her. She wants to be the queen of cringe. But I don't know if that's exactly what she's gonna go for, because she's super bright. This is her when we went to Wenji's concert in Minneapolis. So these 3 combined, they probably have 60 million subscribers on YouTube. Millionaires, each and every one of them. They got record deals, they got product endorsements. It's a crazy, crazy ride for them. So, back to what we're talking about, that lady. She did call me in Bulgaria, and she was she was something else. She really felt alive at that point. Felt like things are finally getting to the point where she can relax and keep living her life. I just posted a video on my trucking channel about the how many guys does it take to fold a blanket, so I'll give you guys a sneak peek of what it was like. Come on, what's going on? It doesn't want to play it. So this morning I delivered a load of chemicals, and that was in Charlotte, in North Carolina. EMTs, oh my God, EMTs, they go through so much. I don't know how you deal with all the loss of life. It reminds me when I was in massage school, they used to come to recruit us for work, and a lot of the ladies were talking that they want to be nurses. Some of them wanted to work in hospice, and we had nurses come in and talk about a very basic concept. If you want to be a nurse, you gotta ask yourself a simple question: can you watch a baby die? And that was basically enough to give it up. Back to the video that was. So what happened was those chemicals apparently need to be protected from freezing. I don't know how they thought that this space blanket would help that, but they covered with this huge big ass space blanket. They covered the whole load. That's like a 60 feet space blanket. And these guys, when I went there, they went to watch a freaking instructional video how to fold the space blanket. So, so check out how many people are folding one blanket. I know, Christine, I know. That I lost reception for a moment there. So these guys, when they get the product and when they get the blanket, they fold the blanket up and send it back to the shipper. I guess via some sort of a courier service. I got a chuckle out of that because, you know, usually it takes two people to fold something. These guys were 5 of them there, and they were just ridiculous. So that's the big boss doing the initial folds. Oh my God, this is just... And this guy, this is the guy who was supposed to unload the truck, but he was just looking for reasons to waste time. So I had to push him, I had to tell him, oh yeah, exactly. They're exactly like a bunch of clowns.
You don't want to start pulling product?
So, on the other hand, I'm guessing that that's all the personnel in that facility at that time. So no other work was getting done because all the guys were doing this. Oh. That's super efficient teamwork. If I've ever seen any teamwork before.
You want to start pulling product? You want to start pulling product though? I'm not saying if we go to it, we're not going to go down there. Oh.
He cannot pull product because this is in the way.
I want to get going.
So I went and freaking moved it out of the way. What the hell? Are you kidding me? Ta-da! Honestly, I wanted to tune in the Curb Your Enthusiasm theme song. Ta-da, 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 ta-da. Oh my god. Yeah, these guys were too much. So yeah, that's what I was dealing with. Let me see how far that video has gone. 96% right now. Highway Basin, Nebraska, Raw Reel. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. And there's only 30 more subscribers to go. It zooms so much faster at about 9, 10, and 11 a.m. because a lot of the subscribers that have been popping in have been from let me see,